Hey folks, all right, so I wanted to put a video out there describing working with contractors, and we've probably worked with over 100 different contracting companies over the past few years, and it's different with different people, and you start to learn the different psychologies that each group brings, and you just gotta have to learn how to work with them. And the best way I can say it is most contractors are like spoiled, angry teenagers that are entitled. And if you think about it, half the contractors that you meet, I would say that half the ones I met are either ex-incarcerated or they work contracting because they can't keep another job, or it's a side gig or something. So they're not lawyers. I mean, even lawyers are scum. So I mean, I don't know how to compare it to, but for myself and for my company, my employees, I always attain the highest value that we can possibly give people. Just look at these videos. I mean, I don't get paid for this crap. I do this out of my own time and out of my own concern for you guys, so you guys can be educated. And I try to give the best quality on all my flips. That's why contractors don't like me, because I have very high expectations. And so a lot of times they'll come in and they'll say, we'll go over it, fine tooth comb, saying this is what our expectations are, jot it down the line, and be very specific on the itemizations and the schedule for the scope of work. And they agree to it and they sign off on it. Then when it comes to it, they don't follow it. And then they blame me because, oh, well, we tried to call you that one time. And it's like, dude, I hired you. It was in the expectations. You're responsible for everything on this job. If you need to pay for something at Home Depot, you need to pay for it and I'll reimburse you. But don't be blaming me because I didn't pick up the phone for Home Depot to make the payment or anything like that. That's your responsibility. And you need to hold them accountable. So I'm about to play some video about the last two contractors that I hired. I won't say their name. If you want to know, I will private message you because that's not how I run my business. I don't go, talking crap about people publicly. Yeah, there's the key one. You want to know who they are? I'll tell you, but I won't publicize it. Unlike what they're doing. I think they're on Facebook right now posting that we're scamming people and all this. And that happens. You get those people that they're just trash. So it's a team that I hired. I even told them specifically in my words. I said I don't want a single piece of bioessence anywhere in this house from the previous tenants that I had living here, and which means clean absolutely everything. And I told them I will pay for it, and they charged me for it. They were charging me like $900 just to do a cleaning, where most everybody else is offering $250 to $350. So yes, I had high expectations for them. So they were charging 3 times the price. And then they had a painting team come in. And the painting team, all right, let me start first what happened. All right, I was leaving out of country for 2 weeks. I met with them, I walked through the house with them, I pointed out everything, absolutely everything. They decided not to take notes. They just said, oh, we'll remember everything. Yeah, right. So I took the notes and I wrote it down and there was an email for it. And they came through and I told them, I need this stuff done. So how quickly can you get started? And can we start tomorrow? And they kind of were gesturing like, yeah, we can get started, get painters in here, all this stuff. Well, I didn't hear back from these guys for 2 days. I had to reach it back out and say, hey, I haven't heard from you guys. I haven't got an estimate from you guys. I haven't got anything from you guys. Are you going to take this job or not? And they came back saying, oh, sorry, there's, blah, 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 excuses. And then finally, 3 days later, I got the estimate and I told them, let's get started. When can we start? And it was already Thursday or Friday. And they said, well, we can start Monday. It's like, okay, another 3 days back. Well, I'm leaving Wednesday. So I'm only going to be here for the first 2 days for you guys to get started, for me to get material and all this stuff for you guys. And they knew that. And so they started. Well, the painting team took 2 weeks to paint this house, where it only should have taken maybe 4 days. And it's not 2 weeks of 4 hours here, 4 hours there. It's 2 weeks of they were here for 10 hours a day. So they were just very, very slow. And like I said, there's 3 things in contracting. There's time, there's money, and then there's quality. So you got to pick 2. And if they're going slow, I expect high quality. That's fine. Take your time. I expect high quality. And they just delivered mediocre quality. It was okay work. It's just not that great. And they left messes. And I'll show you the little micro videos here in a second of some of the stuff I'm talking about. And so the job was for $2,200. And one large section of my house, I would say it's probably 300 square feet, maybe a little bit more, 350 square feet of living space back there. They did not paint it all because we had all of our stuff crammed in the back. As you can see, I mean, we still got crap just laying around. And so about 350 square feet, that's maybe 20% of the house. I don't know, I can't do the math right now. But 20% of the house not finished. And from all the other little things that I've got to finish, like the fans and all the stuff I've got to go and repair, we withheld $700. Not bad, $2,200. We paid you $1,500. I've got to finish out your work and clean up some of your mess and throw away your trash and finish out that back room. So $1,500 out of $2,200 for the interior, I say it's pretty fair. I paid for the material. I think they paid for like $100 of something at Home Depot, which is fine. You know what? Eat it, because I'm not paying you anymore. You can hate me all you want, but I think what I paid was fair. Seeing as how you took way too long, way too long. You pushed back all of our schedules. We were supposed to be moved in and completed by the time I even got back, but we couldn't. So I'm 2 weeks behind now. And then plus, 2 days worth of work I've got to do fixing your crap. And so the other crew, and then I didn't hire them. I didn't bother hiring the rest of their team to come finish out the house. I just didn't like the way they were talking with my staff. I mean, they were not communicating properly, demanding payments and things like that. Even though we've already sent them a very fair statement saying this is what our expectations were. You met this percentage, so we're going to pay you this percentage. We were very clear on our communication, and yet they just demanding and angry and just not professional. So they also, the same crew did the floors, and as I'll show you here in a minute, they just did mediocre work. And so out of the $600 that they were going to charge me, I paid them $500. That's 90%, right? Is that 90%? Something like that, 89%, I don't know. But that is more than enough to cover the work that they did, because I now have to hire another group of people to come in and finish out their work. Again, that's just how it goes. So I'm going to cut to the parts where I was telling you, and watch these videos.
See, installed it with gaps. And also, he did not taper it to the brick. He just butted it up against and cocked it, and then he didn't even finish painting the bottom of the brick transition.
Every fan in the house they left like this, so I've got to go back and fix it.
They didn't properly cover, and there's spots like this all over the house.
They took the weather stripping off the door, but then they didn't put it back, so I've got to now do that.
More flooring that they did not properly fix. They left a whole pile of garbage out there in the front patio, just laying there. Didn't mind throwing it away, so I had somebody else stack it nice and neat in the garage, and they just left their debris.
That wasn't like that before they started, but I don't know how they could have broken it. Maybe they were painting the ceiling and their long painting brush accidentally hit it and broke it. I don't know.
This is the kind of job she says she does for cleaning. She says, I can't get it up. Well, my fingernail can get it up. So if my fingernail can get it up, you, the lady that I hired to clean the house, can also do the job.
I don't see any excuse why she couldn't have lined that away or whatever. What is it? Vinegar? Okay, I don't know. As you can tell, I don't clean, but I do have standards for people that I hire to clean. So she said she cleaned the microwave in detail, but I don't think she looked up.
This is not bad, but I feel like she could have done better. She literally left my stovetop like this, and she said she couldn't clean it. Well, I got a razor blade, and I was able to scrape that stuff off. So I'm going to have to come back and finish the rest of the job out. Also on here, Karen wiped her hand as the cleaning lady was in our kitchen and asked her, did you clean all of this? And she said yes. Karen wiped her hand across the thing, and there was still crap on her hand. I'm sorry, but that fails the test. Immediately fired is the way I would do it. Okay, so you watched the videos, and that second part that you watched was, that was the cleaning team that I hired after the fact. Another cleaning team I brought in, and I told them exactly the same thing, and they gave me a great price, and I said, you know what, for this price, I don't expect as much as I'm asking of you, but I do expect good quality still. And so, you know, they just half-ass their work. And so if you half-ass, this is my motto when I hire contractors. If you half-ass, you get half-ass the pay. Well, this woman, she had a failed cleaning business, I guess, here in San Antonio, and decided to move to Delaware. Well, she gave us a reference, and this reference failed miserably. As you can see from the videos, that's just a minor taste of the crap that we had to come back and fix and clean and hire another company in. Well, she also lied, because out of the $160 that she requested, we paid her $110 cash because she wanted cash only. I said, all right, here's your cash, $110. You half-assed your work, but yet we paid you more than half. You should be happy. And she wasn't here for 10 hours. She was only here for 8. And she took a break. She went to Whataburger, Burger King for an hour. So it's just, you have to understand that people are going to bullshit you, especially when they work jobs like this. And so my takeaway is for you guys, just know that getting into this kind of work, working with contractors, make sure you have your expectations set. Make sure you have your dollar amount set for the work itemized. Make sure you have your scope of work and your schedules and all of your contracts fine-tuned, and that way you can't get screwed by these guys, because most of them are bullies. Not all of them. There's some great ones out there. But if you're one of the great ones, please reach out to me, because I have yet to find one. All right, take care.